Craft room organization can be a daunting task, so I am here to share my do's and don'ts for craft room organization. This coming from someone who is not a naturally organized person. I want to welcome all of you here today. My name is Donna. I think we all need to start off by giving ourselves some grace and patience when it comes to craft room organization. I know for one, like I had mentioned, I am not naturally organized, so I definitely have to give myself a lot of patience and a lot of grace and just work with the time that I have allotted myself to get the job done. If you have any tips or suggestions, I would love for you to leave those down in the comment section below. So one I know we all get wrapped up in, and that is the comparison trap. Don't do that to yourself. I know I have in the past. I'll go on Instagram, on Pinterest. I'll even go here on YouTube and see all these beautiful curated craft rooms. But I'm here to tell you that that's probably not the majority of crafters out there. They're all going to be like me, like you, and have different needs and different setups. A lot of us don't have a dedicated space for our crafting needs. I thankfully do have a spot down in my basement, and it is an unfinished basement, but I took that space and I made it into a room, and it has taken me a long time to get where it is now, but I am loving it. And I have to say, I'm kind of proud of the fact that I was able to create this space myself. So one thing that I had actually learned from the Clutter Fairy was to group like things together. Let me tell you, it is a game changer when it comes to craft room organization. Right here in this cupboard, I have all my scrapbook paper. I have my cardstock on the top. I know exactly where to find it because it's all in one spot. I have a bookshelf with all my art supplies and my paints. Again, it just makes it so much easier to find things. You're not busy wasting time trying to search when your supplies are just scattered throughout your room. So with that, leads into labeling. Oh my word, I fought this one for a very, very long time. And last year I finally bit the bullet and I labeled things, and it has been incredibly helpful. I have a video on how I made all my different labels for my craft room. That will be linked in my craft room organization playlist for you in the description box, as well as pinned in the comment section and at the very end of this video. So I also think it's important to leave yourself some growing room. I have a few boxes and spaces and containers that don't have anything in them, just in case something really important that I need comes into my space, then I know I'll have a place to store it. So with that, I also suggest that you don't cram everything into one space or container. I know I have shoved so much into some containers that I couldn't even close the lid, and then things end up spilling out or they got damaged. I actually have a really big problem in my overflow that I'm going to get to a little later. So another thing that I have learned was to give everything a place. Everything needs a home. That way here, you're not going to go and just put it haphazardly, you're wherever you find room, really. So example would be, I'm not going to go and take that one bottle of paint and just go and put it on my shelf over by my books when it doesn't belong there. No, I've got a space for my paints. That's its home, and that's where it's going to go back. Another thing I've kind of learned, especially since I have created my own room down in an unfinished basement, is that don't be afraid to mix up your storage containers and furniture or what have you. So again, my space is unfinished, so I don't have a place to put cabinets at this time. So I am using pieces of furniture like bookshelves or a dresser or my Oma's old hutch, hand-me-down pieces of furniture, things that I bought from the store, off Facebook Marketplace, wherever. And within those, I also have different containers. I've got recycled pieces like cardboard boxes, plastic containers, things that I bought from the store, from dollar stores, as well as from Walmart or wherever. And I just made sure that these things were affordable. And then some things I even DIY'd from the thrift store. I actually, again, have another video for you down in the description box in that playlist. I thrifted some pieces that made phenomenal craft room storage. So with that, I also encourage you to use the vertical space. Now, this wall you see behind me, I have got lots of decorative things back there. So I wasn't able to use that space for storage, but everywhere else I am going from the floor up. So bookcases are excellent for that purpose. So this again has been something that I'm actually still working on, and that is being okay to let things go. I can't keep it all, and I know I'm not going to get through all of the supplies that I have within a lifetime, so I need to give myself permission to let those things go, especially if I don't love it anymore or it's not looking that great. I can't always fix it up to make it look presentable. So why am I keeping it? I am definitely going to do better with that. So I just got over the holiday season and it is a super busy time for me. And so one thing that I will admit I am really bad for is leaving a mess after I'm done crafting. That doesn't help anything. It definitely doesn't help with your workflow. You don't know what you have underneath that big pile. You might be missing those really important fabric scissors, but they're buried under a pile of craft supplies that you just finished using. Some things that I have learned over this past year was to keep the tools that I use or the adhesives or what have you readily available. So I have a little caddy on my work desk and I've got everything that I need in there. I do need to sometimes go through it and sort it out because some things end up in there that shouldn't be. But it is so helpful, again, with that workflow. Another thing that I actually started to do just this past crafting season was to allow myself to have a little junk drawer of sorts. It's actually a container and I leave it sitting on my desk. So if I have a little piece that I want to keep, but I'm just so busy crafting, I have a place to put it so I can use it later or put it away later. But you have to be careful that you don't let it get overflowing because then you've just got another really big mess on your hands. But Another thing that I can't control is stink bugs. They're always getting in here. So another thing that I actually had started to do this year was to have a couple of baskets with some seasonal supplies. So they're just readily available, or maybe I need a quick little bit of inspiration. So we just finished Christmas. I'm going to switch that out, put some spring, Valentine's, maybe a little bit of summer in there. And just so you know, I do keep all my seasonal supplies in my overflow storage area. And so that area, oh my word, you guys, seriously, it is atrocious. I have allowed that space to get out of control. So I am actually working on that space right now as we speak. So to help me get that area under control, again, I am going to be sorting through everything and letting things go, but I'm going to put everything in containers because I've just got things piled up on the shelves right now. I don't even know what I all have back there anymore. So I am actually going to be using an app to inventory everything that I have back there. Now I have an Android, so I'm going to be using the app called Smart Inventory. And when I started to look at it and play around with it, I'm like, wow, this is going to be amazing. So I'm able to create categories or groups as they call them. And so let's say I've got fall crafts or DIYs or supplies. I will title the group Fall Crafts. And then underneath that, I'm going to be taking pictures of the images. Now for each group and image created will be a code that the app creates. It can be a QR code or a barcode. And then I get to print those out and stick it to the container. And all I have to do is scan it with my phone, and everything in that container is going to pop up within that app. Game changer. I am so excited to do that. Now, right now, as I'm speaking with you, I don't have that all set up yet. I need a new printer, so I'm going to be getting that next week. But if you want to see how I use that app, I will definitely do that for you. Just pop that in the comments section and I will create that video for you as soon as possible. So another thing that I myself am going to be doing, since I am a YouTube creator, I am having a desktop calendar right out on my table. So then all I have to do is quickly jot down any important dates or ideas. I'm also creating myself a planner. Now, there's lots of planners out there, but I wasn't really finding one that was going to be suitable for my needs. So I'm actually making myself one, and I'm going to be doing it kind of in a junk journal style. That way here, I'm going to feel inspired and excited to use it because I made it. And I'm also going to be using it as a place to house my receipts. So I want to feel inspired and cozy and welcomed into my craft space. So I think it's important to set a mood. So make yourself a pretty area. Show off some of your creations that you have made. Use pretty containers and decorative elements. Or you could have some music playing, enjoy a cup of coffee or tea. If you like to watch TV or something like that, then of course have that going, play some beautiful music, whatever it takes to get you inspired. If you need some more craft room organization ideas, check out this playlist right here. It is packed full of inspiration. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. I truly appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.